Hi. You know what the problem with the world today is? Is that we're looking at the screen to look at people's faces. Okay, this is akin to pornography. Okay, we're just looking to see who's, we're playing some subliminal genetics game, like, oh, is that person, smart and all this, when what we want is information. So this is algorithmically computable. So basically the scientific method, anything can be quantified. So you can put it into numbers, into an equation, and then you can understand that equation in the face. I mean, like, oh, look at me, aren't I pretty, should I take off my shirt or something like that, or, why not just take off your dress, so that we can all, like, really, get interested and not really knowing what's going on, because that's all that the face is doing, all that in fact the voice is doing. This is the puppet, the character who leads us to war, whereas the algorithm is that of the opposite of the lies. It's not important. What we're saying is what we're achieving. Okay, that is ultimately the goal. If it is not, then it is just this look at the sort of vague sort of gestures. All these that's what it is. Okay, it's I do like to see humans on there. They're like, look at that, wow, they're out there and they're speaking and all this stuff. But information, it can be very compacted. It's like basically this in the Big Bang, where everything goes down to nothing and then it expands. And so in that poking part, where the Big Bang, if you will, that's that everything in that. That's the numbers. It's the algorithm that you can equate right out of the subjects that you're talking about. You were talking about saving the environment because it's prophetically stated in the stars. And so we want to quantify all these things. And I love to do this. I'm not a great artist myself, so I like to see a little bit of other art and to have some of that representation. But I don't want to see just that. I want to see the combination. I want to see the definition. What exactly are we looking at? And don't put it on there for like 5 seconds and then it's gone. And then what happened to it? Oh, I don't know. No. We want to see that equation so that we're really understanding, so that we can really focus in on saving the world, so that we can really know exactly what we can do to make our world easier, okay, and to make technology keep us on the planet, okay, whatever planet that is. It's not specific there, okay. So there's certainly other worlds to go to find success. I know a lot of people come to California and they're loving it, but if you grew up here, oh God forbid, that's for an American, this is really quantifiable, okay, and I'm still looking at some extra elements. This one, okay, so I got the little system. Yeah, this is acutely scientific. You look at politics, and they want the guy with the oldest daughter, okay, the older daughter. They don't want someone's got. If Ronald Reagan had a younger daughter with an older son in the biological, whatever that is, that wouldn't work. That people would freak out. They go, "Oh my God, he's in California. What are we going to do? What is the equation? This is everything." And it's not just like E equals MC squared. Oh, everything's wonderful. Oh, thank you, the Messiah has come to save us. No, we have to do it continually. What are we eating? Let's make an equation out of it. Let's find out what's really healthy. What are you really getting there? Let's make it easy, okay, to understand, and to not only to understand, but to maintain our liberty, so that we are not saying, "Oh, I don't know," sort of, because this is what the puppet does. The pundit or something like that comes on there and says, "I don't know, but aren't I clever?" Sort of, "I will solve it for you, but I actually don't know right this minute." And you could know everything at the moment. I mean, not real time, because that's like almost too good, but because that's where you're fumbling the ball and you might be making things up. So we don't want to have that. We want to have the science, which and because I'm watching television right now, and television is rarely live, very rarely live, and but I'm not sure if it's really worth watching. I'm watching this CNN here. They're just these faces, just these puppets, just these people going, sort of sitting there and sort of, "Oh, you're right," and there's no information there. Okay, this is what we should have. We should have a conversation that comes into sort of an algebraic algorithm, so we can really find out, because you might, when I talk about the prophecy and the environment, okay, so Jesus is a prophecy. So if you believe in Christianity, morality, things like that, then it's an equation. It's an algorithmic equation. You basically, if we want to save the world, this is what we have to do. Now there is the question. Well, if morality becomes this, it could become anything. It could become militant. Anything, anyone. Right? This is like this guy who's suffering. Like, don't give him any power, because he'll punish us all, right? But will science do that? That is the question. Now, do you want the truth? Do you want to deny the future? You can deny the past. You can say that war, that never happened. But what about the one that's coming up? That is the prophecy of the environment, because Nostradamus, he predicted all this stuff, okay? And I don't think he did any equations. He was doing a bit of ambiguous, I want to say in French, something like this, because I'm pretty sure he was speaking Greek or Hebrew or something like that. But it's not that mysterious, okay? He was speaking ambiguous because he's looking at the planets, okay? They're not puppets up there. Those are equations. Those are like giant elements, and these elements exist molecular and galactic, so not so much the galactic, because that's sort of like donuts in the sky basically, but there are donuts right here, and I can tell you what the ingredients are. If and we could equate that. That's just how donuts are made, because we have a recipe. Okay, and so this is crucial to. Oh, a babe on the TV. It's crucial to have that recipe so that we can really make the good stuff, and not lose our liberty. Because I'm telling you, I'm not saying that I've suffered or anything like that. I'm suffering, actually. Present tense, see? It's in the future tense. That is the big issue, okay? Not to say, oh, I deny the past and the future will be hunky-dory, or vice versa. But that's one of these equations that we have to look at. Then this is the mirror of the present. So in the past, people are accused of denying the past, but what about the future? This is this crucial element. If there is an algorithm that says, look, this has happened in the past, let's figure out what we need to do for a good, easy future, okay? And easy is like getting in your car instead of walking 10 miles, okay? That's, and yet there's even better things, because, if you want to have awareness when you get there. You don't want to say, oh, I don't know anything. Oh, it's just, look, it's a puppet show. Hey, everybody. It's sort of like, let's just, wander into the jungle and start eating donuts, you know, because they're there, you know, oh, it's manifest destiny, but there might be someone out there who knows something, who you don't have to like say, okay, you are now God, you know, have all the donuts you want, unless if they're fresh donuts, and then yes, that's important. Anyways, I'm just joking, but it's really the algorithm. I'm telling you, this is, and this, because when you take the algorithm and you put it in various metaphysical representations, so basically waves like axis, so you have your grid, and you're basically, you know, you got your frequency there. You know, what is that doing? You know, how can we go from the equations, the algorithmic equations, into, you know, the understandable, the something that we can see from a distance, almost like the shirt of Charlie Brown. Or it's maybe a vector thing where we can really identify with this. You know, cubes are human things. You know, the circle of life affects all animals in life. However, humans are definitely squares. If you know, a square book, a square house, the screen is pretty darn square. Even my head might be square here. So we have to have these shapes, and the puppet show is for our childish nature. Okay, this is for fun. Okay, but for mature, not mature, but for adults, we want to see the science. Okay, we can actually see it. Okay, we can actually quantify it and understand that and have that awareness and the liberty. And I lost my notes, so the notes are somewhere else. But to quantify it all, that is, you know, that's worth something. You know, not power, but understanding and compassion, so that we have communication. Okay, not just the puppets, not just the endless sort of temptation, but the call to emote that awareness. Okay, so someone's on the frontier. Are we going to ignore that person and say, oh, that's just the environment, they're envious of us, so screw them, screw the environment, let's burn everything? You know, that's how the Holocaust happened. That's the denial that before it happened, you know, Nostradamus, he said these things, you know, the planets are moving around constantly, and it's right there. And if we're too busy looking at the puppets, you know, trying to pretend like, oh, look, the little puppet, they're in love, oh, kissy, kissy, type of thing, we're gonna wreck the place. You know, it's like you're so desperate to see that puppet get lucky, that alien, if you will, the imaginary reality, then in reality, the environment is being wrecked. And our awareness and whatever my notes in some other dimension, I guess. Anyways, thank you.